Welcome to Spotlight Gulf Coast, a weekly showcase of people and events across South Mississippi. Sponsored by the IP Casino Resort and Spa, Mississippi Power Company, Gulf Sales and Supply, and Butch Osterlet Autoplex.
Hi everyone, this is Todd Trenchard, Executive Director of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi, welcoming you to another segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast right here on WXXV. Each week we're coming into your living room talking about what's going on all across South Mississippi, and we want to thank our sponsors for this generous opportunity. Today we're real pleased to have with us our Chairman of the Board and a really good friend of mine, Phillip Pogue. And Phillip, it's been a while since we've been on TV. We've done this before over the years, and what do you think of the set?
I love it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is really, we talked about it at the board meeting, that this is just such a blessing that, you know, we've got a studio here that we can bring guests on, you know, in an environment like this at WXXV, and really can help us further our cause. But the real cause of the Baco McCarty Foundation is to promote, you know, nonprofit causes and how we can make a difference in the community.
Absolutely.
Phillip, I met you, again, you were just reminding me, about 10 years ago.
2011.
2011, I remember I was driving up on the lot. I had purchased a couple Cadillacs over the years from that same lot, and you came out and we talked a little bit. And
that's right.
It's been a very long, like I said, professional and personal relationship that we've had.
Right. It's been a great journey. We've come a long way.
We have come a long way, and you know, during that time, I know you joined our foundation board, but tell us a little bit, what brought you to Pascagoula, because you have a long history in the car business.
Right. I came and took over the dealership, Butch Osterlet Chevrolet in Pascagoula, and you know, that's kind of where we met. And you know, but really the thing that got me in the community the most was the Baco McCarty Foundation. Mm-hmm. So many exciting things that we do and part of. It's been very exciting.
I think I told you in that conversation, I said you can learn your entire community by joining the chamber, getting involved with Rotary and the Baco McCarty Foundation, and you did all three.
Did all three.
And so here we are 10 years later, but you know, during that time, you also stepped up and got to meet a lot of the people that are now some of your best friends, you know, that are on our board.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and, you know, it's like mines. We all think about what we can do to better our coast and better our communities.
Mm-hmm. Now, of course, you and Stacy, you've got quite a few kids that you...
Six
kids. You know, you're very well known for having horses and living out on a farm. And I mean, I've gotten text about pigs. I've gotten text
yeah.
all kinds of things. But, you know, that's all sort of translated into, again, Stacy, as your wife, has become involved like you. Y'all are partners, and I think it has to be 6-7 years ago now, you know, we started doing Little Black Dress.
Right.
And, you know, that would eventually morph into, actually it's got to be longer than that, would morph into what's now Renaissance the One Way. And you've walked in that on several occasions. She's walked in it on several occasions. But these are ways that, again, we can do things that give back, and it seems like y'all really enjoy it.
You know, we really love it. Absolutely love being part of it. But what we love the most is seeing the money come in so we can do more. Mm-hmm. And help our nonprofits more.
Now, a few years ago, you know, I asked you to get more engaged and more involved, and you know, stepping up to be the chair is another whole level. And you notice Kevin Miller, you know, was our chair for 3 years, and as soon as he gets a little break, and it's on you, and you keep up with me, it's going to be nonstop.
It's been very exciting this year being the chairman, to see you're more hands-on and get to see more about what's going on.
Right.
And I love it. So.
Well, and one thing that you have done, Phillip, and I certainly want to stress this because anybody can do this, is that, you know, you've taken what your vocation is and always gone to bat, you know, for the foundation. And, you know, when Butch had the dealership, You would sort of be the face of which. When you and Larry had the dealership, you went to Larry. We need to do this. When you then moved over to, I think it was Pilger Hyundai. That's
right.
where we moved over.
That's right.
And now at Ray Brandt. And these are all major sponsorships of this foundation, and that's helped us tremendously.
Right. I've always believed if I believe in something, I can sell it. Mm-hmm. I believe in the Baker McCarty Foundation. I believe in what we can do. I know I can sell it. So.
Well, and it's again, how this all works, and it's about personal relationships and putting on big events and getting people together. But like I said before, some of the people on our board have now, like Kevin Miller is now the tax collector, but you and Kevin have developed a friendship.
One of my best friends.
And that all happened by us just meeting on Tuesday mornings.
That's right.
Before anybody wakes up at the crack of dawn, we're meeting while people don't understand what we're doing, but we're talking, we're getting to know each other, and we've built a very formidable board that can really move the needle.
That's right. We have some of the real power players on the Gulf Coast on our board of directors.
Mm-hmm. So. Now, again, as we moved across the coast over here, to the west a little bit and in Harrison County, it certainly doesn't stop. It just gives us more of an opportunity. But it is sometimes like herding cats when you have a big board, and we have expanded it just in the tenure that you've been here. The board has dramatically increased in size, but everybody just doing a little bit, the end result's pretty
That's
amazing.
Right. And now we've started our advisory board that's dedicated solely to Harrison County.
Mm-hmm. And we'll do the same in Pascagoula. I want to talk about a little bit about as a husband-wife team, because y'all have been that. I mean, and that Joey and George Conwell, another great example. They do things together, and I think you were telling me the other day, I think that it's translated to a much healthier marriage.
Absolutely. I think the key to being in a happy marriage is to do everything together. Mm-hmm. Really, there's nothing that we don't do that we do together. So
and you look at some of the old timers, Jerry and Joanne St. Pé, right. Kay and Joe Martin. I mean, they go to all the events together for 30, 40 years, and it becomes part of their life. And I admire that about y'all. I mean, y'all may be late to something, but you're both late.
That's right. That's right. I'm never going without her.
Well, she's become quite a force in herself, and that, again, everybody brings something to the table. And Phillip, tell us real quickly about Ray Brandt.
Ray Brandt Auto Group is a large group of 13 dealerships. We have 5 in South Mississippi. Chevrolet, mm-hmm. Mercedes-Benz, Infiniti, Volkswagen, and Nissan.
Okay. And we'll talk a little bit about some of those even on the third segment. So don't touch that remote. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back right after a word from our sponsor. Welcome back, everyone. We're, of course, joined by Phillip Pogue. And Phillip, both of us have a very, significant military background. I know my family used it as a way to maybe try to wake me up and get me on the right path. Mm-hmm. We've talked about, you were in a highly specialized unit. I had to join the Marines, all things. But afterwards, you learned that this really does have some merit, and I firmly believe everybody should have to spend a few years in the military.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was on nuclear submarines. I was in the submarine service. I was a sonar technician. So, what I did, a lot of people only get to read about. So mm-hmm. It was very exciting. But I'll tell you, it made me who I am. Mm-hmm. The discipline and everything that you receive, and the training and all that kind of stuff you receive in the military is invaluable. You can't. Mm-hmm. You can't put a dollar figure on that.
Now, you after the military, did you immediately get into the car sales and start working in this line of work, or try a little everything?
I went into pharmaceutical sales first. and did that for a while. And then one of the companies I worked for was merging, so I decided to do something different. So I've been doing it for over 20 years now, and it's my passion.
Of course, the last couple of years have been a little challenging. We've had all kinds of, little issues that, it starts with COVID, but you don't think of the backlash of all these other things that were coming.
That's
behind
right.
COVID.
All the supply chain issues and logistic issues that we're having now have made it very difficult. It's kind of changed the makeup of the car business right now.
It has, and in some ways, of course, we'll come out better in the long run. It's not like that, but it seemed like car dealers were starting to pop up on every corner, and I mean, I'm not sure that that's necessarily a good thing either.
Well, your franchise dealers have a lot of rules they have to follow, so I've always believed that's a good thing. So business has just changed to now where we don't have as many units on the ground that people can come in and shop and everything. They kind of really have to know what they want when they come in, and most of the time they have to order it. So
now, Ray Brand has always had a commitment to community, and I know coming over here to the Gulf Coast, this is, invaluable to have a dealership like this. What is it? 5 dealers? You said
5 dealerships here,
and that's a major force here.
That is.
Now we'll be talking in a bit with Chris. It's with Mercedes.
That's right, Mercedes. He has Mercedes, Volkswagen, and Infiniti. I have the Chevrolet dealership and the Nissan dealership.
And part of that commitment, though, from Ray Brandt, and we've sat down with Ron, coming over from New Orleans and stuff, and talking about those that get involved in our local community are the people that, and that's been pretty much a staple here in South Mississippi, and I think just about anywhere. They've been very receptive to our request.
Right.
I know they came over and they presented a check to our board.
Right, and Miss Jessica is now running the company. She is completely committed to the philanthropic communities. She does a lot in New Orleans, and we're her biggest thing here, I think. So
yeah, well, we are the biggest thing.
That's
here.
right.
And
That's
so,
right.
Like I said, I think I told Ron, hey, you don't have to look any further. We're it. So. But we also have a commitment to them and to anybody that supports us, and that's part of what we do as a board of directors. Go out, help raise money, develop relationships, and then get us in front of them and tell the vision and stuff like that. And it's been a very unique concept because we don't have a program of work that we're supporting, but we are supporting this whole thing that's going on. What's it been like over the last month? I mean, month or two, you've just been the chair for a couple months. Again, I see you all the time. I want to know how I can help.
Well, it's been fantastic. We have a lot of people on the board that are always willing to help, and we're coming up with all sorts of new ideas to take our foundation further, micro events and different things and ways to be more efficient. It's been very exciting to see what we can do to make this even better than it's been in the past.
Yeah, and it's, again, I mean, you've got, it's not too often you have a director that's been around 20 years that's been, doing this. And again, I've been blessed to have some great chairs that, you think about Kevin, then Rich before that, Marshall before that, really all y'all do is ask me what y'all can do to help.
That's right.
It's, I think y'all know by now pretty much why I figured this out.
There's no way we'd ever find anybody that had the enthusiasm or the tenacity that you have, Todd, towards this organization. And it's been very exciting to watch you and watch what you can do and some of the things that you've made happen for us.
Well,
thank you.
And again, it takes a whole team, and we've got a jam up team. We've added, Amanda, and we got Terry, and you got a small, sort of staff, but at the same time, we're starting to branch out and, do some great things here across the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Some of the things that, of course, Renaissance Aroma, we'll be talking about that a lot more over the next month and a half. But some of these smaller fundraisers, that we challenge the women of the board and the men of the board. That's sort of neat.
No, it makes it a competition almost to see who can do the most.
Well, I don't think we're going to outdo the women, but that's okay.
She has to be seen though. It's coming. It's coming.
Well, I am excited about what the future holds. Now, some of the things I think the other day when I went over, as part of your business, you've really changed the entire, mindset of the people in there. Everybody's so friendly. They have pride in their work. I notice that about every time you have a dealership. That's one of the things you want to.
Well, when people are excited to come to work, they're a lot more committed.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that our team there, I have a phenomenal team. Everybody there is happy to be part of it. They're excited about what they do. Most of them love it. It's in their blood. And
Right.
And it's been fantastic to watch this team in the last 2 years come together and really pull together. I mean, it's an all-star team.
Now, of course, you got to talk about Butch because Butch is so well known here on the coast, and we've always had here we are with multiple dealerships on our board and stuff. But the Big O, you work with the Big O, you know him personally.
Worked for him for 15 years. He's a fine man.
He's a very fine man, and he's very giving in this community, and everybody knows him. So he's a great intro into a lot of things. So. Anyway, we're going to have to take a break. We're going to talk to Chris. I appreciate you coming on. Of course, we'll have you back on.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you so much for having me.
Glad you liked the set.
Love it.
We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back, and we'll be talking a lot more right after a word from our sponsor. Welcome back, everyone, and we're now joined by Chris Stuben. And Chris, appreciate you coming all the way over here. I know you're very busy over there at the Mercedes branch of Ray Brandt. Mm-hmm. And I got to meet you a few weeks ago. Phillip said, well, you got to meet this guy. And I actually brought it up because I actually got the idea of the fashion show we're going to talk about in a minute. Sure. When I saw Mercedes-Benz having a bunch of cars outside of one for the Ronald McDonald House in Mobile years ago. Mm-hmm. But we talked a little bit, and I wanted to get to know you because you are sort of new to our Gulf Coast community, but you've been in the car business a long time.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Where do you come from? And let's talk a little bit about Ray Brandt and their commitment over here.
Okay, absolutely. So I worked for the Benson Automotive Group in New Orleans for 16 years total at the Mercedes store. Mm-hmm. And then I just recently started working for the Ray Brandt Auto Group. It'll be 3 years, August 1st, coming up. So
now those are two big names. Obviously, Benson, mm-hmm. owner of the Saints, and we were talking about that. You were there when the Saints won it all, and
yes, absolutely, yeah. Drew Brees was in his prime.
Yeah, it was big time. Know New Orleans mm-hmm. very well. It isn't that I guess. Too often that you see a big dealership like that, though, come over to the Gulf Coast. And I think Ray Brandt would be the only one that I can think of right off.
Absolutely, yeah.
Out of New Orleans. And with it comes, Phillip, who was just on the last segment, mm-hmm. our chairman of the board, is managing a couple stores. You have several stores, don't you?
Yes. So I'm a platform manager for the Ray Brandt Auto Group. Mm-hmm. I'm over the Mercedes store, Volkswagen, and Infiniti of South Mississippi.
Okay. And, again, I've learned over the years because, through Phillip, Butch Hosselet, who's a good friend mm-hmm. of ours and on our board and stuff, y'all have territories and stuff. So you don't have a lot of like Infiniti dealerships.
Correct.
One mm-hmm. here, and then you might have to go to Mobile or New Orleans.
Yes, correct. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And, one of the things we were talking about, and again, we'll get into the fashion show, but y'all do a lot of things in the local community. I mean, it's important, I think, for our big corporate citizens to do that. What are you involved with over here?
Okay, the Mercedes dealership, we're involved with the Peter Anderson Festival every mm-hmm. year.
Right.
We just recently, this spring, there was another festival in Ocean Springs,
mm-hmm.
right downtown Ocean Springs, another art, I think they called it a farmer's market, which we were involved in. We also do several different golf events in the local area. There's one in November this year at Grand Bear, Folds mm-hmm. of Honor it's called, mm-hmm. which it's money that's raised for a veteran that has passed away for the child's education. So it's a really neat event that we sponsor. We also do an event with St. Jude, the St. Jude home.
Right.
We actually gave away an Infinity this year. Miss Brandt purchased an Infinity and gave it away in the raffle for the St. Jude home.
I know the Brandt family has always been very generous. In fact, years ago in your dealership, the Mercedes dealership, I was the judge of a dog show.
Okay.
I remember that very well. We had a little dog show, and inside the showroom there, we asked you to be a member of the fashion show, and you didn't blink. You said, "Hey, I'll do it," and I just got married. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. I'm just recently married 3 months ago to a beautiful lady, Nancy. She's my pride and joy. We totally supported each other in every way possible.
Right.
She's an artist, professional dancer, and she's involved in the community with different headpiece workshops and different things like that, which is...
Well, we're talking to Phillip, and Phillip and States here involved in the community. And it's important when you have your spouse that, has the same, sort of goals that you do, and, be supportive and go to events with each other. Now, as far as we talk with Phillip a little bit, the car business has been a little different lately. Over the last couple of years, we've had some supply issues and stuff.
Absolutely.
How's that affect Mercedes-Benz?
So Mercedes-Benz, most of our cars are already pre-ordered. So we do have a pretty good supply of cars that are already pre-sold when they come in to the dealership. Our inventory has reduced by 50% though from the norm on new car inventory. So because of the supply.
I know growing up, and I've owned a couple Mercedes over my glorious career, it's usually the car though that when you've arrived,
right? Absolutely,
that's what you get, and they're built to last a long time. I mean, they're highly specialized vehicles and stuff like that. I'm sure you get to meet a lot of interesting people that come into showroom, but it's not just here. They probably travel from all over the region.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you might have people from New Orleans come over here to look for a car.
Of course, yeah.
And vice versa. Having that sort of overall knowledge, how do you like the Gulf Coast? It's a change from New Orleans.
Oh, absolutely. It's a little bit slower paced. Yeah. But the potential and the growth here right now, with the new park, the Sports Illustrated resort they're looking at building right across from our dealership, and just the growth it has been in the last few years is unbelievable. So
it's unbelievable what D'Iberville's done right there on that corner just in the last 15 years. I mean, it was nothing there, and now it's like the hub of everything.
Right.
And north, south, east, and west all come right through that one little point right there. Where did you end up making home over here?
Okay, right now I'm actually living in Mandeville, but I'm looking at properties in this area currently.
Okay, yeah, well, our good friends at the IP, Kim Getz, drives back and forth to Mandeville every day.
Yeah.
Has for 20-something years, and of course my family lived in Mandeville, right over there in Covington and Mandeville, so know it very well. You like it here on the coast, though? It's got a lot of that New Orleans flair to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Still get a good po' boy.
Good po' boy. Mary Mahoney's, you can't go wrong there for any kind of seafood. It's an excellent place.
Right outside y'all's door, though, you got so many choices there that you can go to. I went over there with Phillip the other day, and but salad something or
chicken salad chick.
Yeah. First time
chick.
I'd ever been to that, and that was really good. Our fashion show, again, I want to thank you for stepping up to the plate and agreeing to walk, because that's all this is. We get people to get involved, and we like to put up there that are people that aren't afraid to get up there and do that. So I want to thank you for that. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, thank you, Todd.
Looking forward to better relationships in the future.
Absolutely, thanks so much. All right, thank you.
And we appreciate everybody's support of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi. Until next time, this is Todd Trenchard saying so long, and may God bless.